Hello and welcome back to Newbreed Film Reviews. I am here with you on episode 64, and this is Brian doing a review. It's been a little bit of a while, so I just want to catch you guys up with what I've been watching lately. Two Netflix original series, actually, and the two series I'm going to talk about on the show, I don't know if you guys have had the chance to check them out, is Jessica Jones, which is the Marvel Netflix original series, and Master of None, which is Ozzy, I don't know how to say his name, Azir Azari. I apologize if you listen to this, which I guarantee you probably are not listening to it at all. So, both of the shows, I don't know if you guys have actually had the chance to check out Daredevil, which is another original Marvel series on Netflix, and that's actually a pretty cool series. It's kind of like a dark and gritty Marvel universe, and if you've seen any of the movies that are in film now, they're all kind of like popcorn, PG-13, no violence, everything's all goody-goody two-shoes superhero movies, and Netflix has been kind of taking a different route this way with actually pushing into a darker, grittier kind of world, and I think Netflix, which is pretty cool, is giving them the avenue to be able to do that. And just like the Daredevil series, which I recommend, I haven't got all the way through that, which I definitely want to check it out. But this one, Jessica Jones, I just flicked this on because it was one of the new release ones that was on there. And I don't know too much about this comic book character because she's not very a common known one, kind of like some people in Daredevil. They actually think that it's not that common either. But what's cool is they kind of take place both within the same area. They both take places within Hell's Kitchen, I believe. And it's that same dark grittiness. And this is Jessica Jones. She's a former superhero that decides to reboot her life by becoming a private investigator. They haven't let too much out of the bag as far as like what's actually physically happening within the show. It looks like she's kind of got superpowers where she has like super strength and she can't like fly or anything like that, but she can jump. And then they kind of lay into this new character villain, which is called Kilgrove, which has mind control, which kind of makes you freaked out about somebody that has mind control can pretty much do anything and make anybody do anything. So you're always kind of in that paranoia. But she's crazy. She's a drunk and she hooks up with like random dudes, and you're not going to find that in a Marvel character with like hardcore sex scene, like that's not going to be something that Thor or Iron Man is going to be doing. They introduced Luke Cage, which is by this guy named Mike Coulter. He's a super jacked dude, and I don't know too much about him either, but he's got kind of industrial strength skin, and he's pretty interesting. The girl who plays Jessica Jones, I recognize her from something. Oh, alright, I'm looking up on IMDb right now, and this is actually, that's where I knew her from. That's why I liked her. Sorry, I'm having kind of like a revelation with you guys right now. But she is playing Jessica Jones. She's a very beautiful girl. She's kind of like got that dark, sarcastic ass attitude, which is like perfect for the character. And she actually played, Jesse's girlfriend on Breaking Bad, the one that, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, but Breaking Bad's been way over, that kind of, Walter White let die. Jane is what her name is. And then, I think that's about it for as far as anything that she's really done. At least that I've seen. But what's kind of cool about the series is, it's gonna roll into almost The Defenders, which I guess is kind of like Daredevil and, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and, I'm not sure who else, but Netflix is going to kind of make their own Avengers Empire, which is kind of crazy to think about. Fox is out of the loop now, like Netflix is their own production studio and they're making tons of stuff out there, which is great. And, what's cool is they're making their own dark and gritty kind of, Marvel shows. So I highly recommend. I'm only about 3 or 4 shows into Jessica Jones. I've seen a bunch of the Daredevil ones. I recommend checking both of those guys out. I think David already previously done a review on Daredevil, so I would go back and check that out with him. But otherwise, they're still really good. Like I said, it's cool the direction they're going to go into. And this one's pretty good so far. The other one that I wanted to talk about that I've recently been watching is, Master of None, which is the, why am I not being able to bring it up right now? There we go. Aziz Ansari. He's a comedian. If you don't know him, he's kind of like, he's a really skinny, Indian guy. I apologize. And, basically it's kind of like Jerry Seinfeld did, where he kind of based television shows on his stand-up comedy. It's almost kind of the same concept with this. He teamed up with Netflix to do his, on a stand-up series, and with that, they kind of rolled into doing this show, and, it's actually really good. You kind of have to like him as a comedian. He's got his own kind of style. He's got kind of like that witty, annoying kind of sarcastic attitude, which, it comes across as pretty funny for me. Some people probably would not like that, but it kind of takes place in New York City, and it's just, he's an actor trying to get work, and it actually, as a show that's got a lot of funny stuff in it, it actually hits on a lot of like important points. You know, they kind of put on display, different races and stuff like that, especially because he's Indian. They kind of put the racial profiling and stuff like that he deals with, especially within the industry. And, you know, he's got to play like cab drivers and stuff like that. He can't play like a normal actor. You know, he's got to play a doctor or something like that. So they kind of touch on that stuff. They touch on like, growing up single or having kids when you're that age, or having friends with kids and stuff like that, which is pretty good. One episode, not to spoil it too much of it, but it's definitely cool to check out. I think there are half-hour episodes on there. And, there's one episode where it kind of talks about like your parents and like what your parents did and sacrifices that they made for you. And, he talks about, he has his real parents on the show, which is kind of cool. And he's first generation. So they came here and to bring him to America to give a lot of opportunities and everything like that, which is pretty cool. But he talks about, his dad's asking him to like help him with his iPad, and he says no, he's too busy to like help him with his iPad. And then it does like this flashback where it shows all of the times that he like, his father helped him ride a bike, or helped him like, do something, you know, like helped him draw, or helped him learn his colors or something like that. So it kind of made you think. You know, it's funny to watch a show. I never came across Friends or whatever or anything like that really made you think about, you know, you're right. They hit a good point right there, that we do with technology and stuff like that. We get irritated with like our parents and stuff, but guess what? They sat there and probably got irritated with us trying to teach us how to tie our own shoes and stuff like that. But they were patient enough to teach us so we could do it now. So it kind of makes you think about it, to say, yeah, you know what, maybe I gotta help, my grandfather or something like that work his iPhone, you know? It's a little bit humbling, but it's kind of crazy to get that from a television show. And it's just, like I said, it's great. Like I already touched on before, that Netflix is producing their own stuff. There's less rules, I think, and they're able to put out whatever content they want. And, I'm all for it. Go Netflix as far as doing that stuff. If you got to raise my price up a little bit and you're putting out good quality stuff, I'm with you. There's a lot of other shows that are out there that I haven't been able to check out that are Netflix originals. Amazon is doing original shows, and Hulu is doing original shows too. So it's kind of crazy. The streaming network is going that direction. So, that's what I've been watching lately. So I wanted to kind of share it with you guys. And, I am currently going to be watching Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. So I'll give you guys that review on the next one, and I'll catch you then.